Welcome to the Worldwide Quiz Channel. This is the Black Sabbath True or False quiz. You think you know Black Sabbath? Well, let's see. Level 1, 10 questions. This is the easy round. Let's go. Question 1, true or false? Ozzy Osbourne was the original lead singer of Black Sabbath? True or false? True. Ozzy was a founding member and sang on the band's most iconic 1970s albums. Question 2. True or false? The band is originally from London? True or false? False. Black Sabbath was formed in Birmingham, England in 1968. Question 3. True or false? Tony Iommi is the band's guitarist? True or false? True. Iommi is the only member to have been in every lineup of the band since its inception. Question 4. True or false? The band was originally called the Beatles? True or false? False. Before settling on Black Sabbath, they were briefly known as Polka Tulk Blues Band and then Earth. Question 5. True or false? The song Paranoid was written and recorded in less than an hour? True or false? True. The band needed a 3-minute filler for the album and wrote the entire song on the spot. Question 6. True or false? Black Sabbath is widely considered the pioneers of heavy metal music? True or false? True. Their self-titled debut album is cited by historians as the birth of the heavy metal genre. Question 7. True or false? The band's name comes from a 1963 horror movie starring Boris Karloff? True or false? True. The band saw a cinema across the street showing the film Black Sabbath and decided it was a better name than Earth. Question 8. True or false? Geezer Butler played the drums for the band? True or false? False. Geezer Butler was the bassist and primary lyricist. Bill Ward was the original drummer. Question 9. True or false? The album Paranoid reached #1 on the UK charts? True or false? True. It was their most successful commercial release, reaching the top spot in 1970. Question 10. True or false? Ozzy Osbourne remained the lead singer of the band without ever leaving? True or false? False. Ozzy was fired in 1979 due to substance abuse issues and was replaced by Ronnie James Dio. Level 2, 10 questions. This is the medium round. Let's go! Question 11. True or false? Tony Iommi lost the tips of 2 fingers in a factory accident on his last day of work? True or false? True. He lost the tips of his middle and ring fingers on his right hand, which led him to create thimbles and tune down his guitar. Question 12. True or false? The band members were once offered a chance to perform a real black magic ritual by a satanic group? True or false? True. The group invited them to play at Stonehenge for a ritual, but the band declined. Question 13. True or false? Ronnie James Dio was the first person to popularize the devil horns hand gesture in metal. True or false? True. Dio adopted the gesture, the Malacchio, from his Italian grandmother to use while fronting Black Sabbath. Question 14. True or false? Black Sabbath has never had a top 10 hit single in the United States? True or false? True. While their albums sold millions, they were never a singles band and never cracked the U.S. top 10. Question 15. True or false? The mysterious woman on the cover of the first album was actually Ozzy's sister? True or false? False. The woman was a model named Louisa Livingstone, and she had no relation to the band members. Question 16. True or false? Ian Gillan from Deep Purple once joined Black Sabbath as their lead singer? True or false? True. Gillan sang on the 1983 album Born Again and toured with the band. Question 17. True or false? The song Iron Man is based on the Marvel Comics character? True or false? False. The lyrics have nothing to do with the comic book. They tell a story of a man who travels to the future and turns to steel. Question 18. True or false? Bill Ward once had his beard set on fire by Tony Iommi as a prank? True or false? True. Iommi was a notorious prankster and once sprayed Ward with rubbing alcohol and lit it, causing second-degree burns. Question 19. True or false? The band recorded the album Volner 4 in a castle in Wales. True or false? False. It was recorded at Record Plant Studios in Los Angeles, where the band famously spent $75,000 on cocaine. Question 20. True or false? Geezer Butler was the first bassist to ever use a wah-wah pedal? True or false? True. He famously used a wah pedal on the bass intro for NIB, which was revolutionary at the time. Final level, 10 questions. This is the hard round. Let's go! Question 21. True or false? The band once hired a dwarf to dress as a demonic baby for the Born Again tour. True or false? True. The actor was hired to recreate the album cover and would sit on top of a giant Stonehenge prop. Question 22. True or false? Tony Iommi once played guitar for Jethro Tull? True or false? True. He joined Jethro Tull for a few weeks in 1968 and even appeared with them in the Rolling Stones' Rock and Roll Circus. Question 23. True or false? The Sabbath Bloody Sabbath album features Rick Wakeman from the band Yes on keyboards. True or false? True. Wakeman was a friend of the band and played the synthesizers on the track Sabra Cadabra. Question 24. True or false? Every original member of Black Sabbath was born in the same hospital? True or false? False. While they all grew up in the same Aston neighborhood, they were born in different locations. Question 25. True or false? The band once recorded an album with a singer named Ray Gillen that was never officially released with his vocals. True or false? True. The album The Eternal Idol was recorded with Gillen, but he left and his vocals were re-recorded by Tony Martin. Question 26. True or false? Bill Ward refused to fly to Australia for a tour because he was afraid of sharks. True or false? False. While he had many eccentricities, he never canceled a tour due to a fear of sharks. Question 27. True or false? The song Sweet Leaf begins with the sound of Tony Iommi choking on a joint. True or false? True. Iommi coughed after taking a hit of marijuana, and the producer kept the recording to start the song. Question 28. True or false? The band was once sued by a man who claimed suicide solution caused his son's death. True or false? False. This lawsuit was actually directed at Ozzy Osbourne's solo career, not Black Sabbath the band. Question 29. True or false? Black Sabbath once performed at the Live Aid concert in 1985? True or false? True. The original lineup reunited specifically for a 3-song set at the Philadelphia Live Aid show. Question 30. True or false? The band's 2013 album, 13, was the first time they ever reached #1 on the U.S. Billboard 200. True or false? True. Despite decades of fame, they didn't have a #1 U.S. album until their final studio release. We hope you did well. Don't forget to subscribe, comment your scores, like, and share. Check out the channel for more daily quizzes. Have a good day.